Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's start with a question. Have you ever felt trapped? Have you ever felt trapped or stuck in a negative situation where you did not know what to do or how to get out of it? With this question in mind, let's talk about one of the Quranic principles that can enable us to increase our blessings and happiness. And to introduce this topic, let's discuss a lesson from the life of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. When we look at the basic framework for the life of Yusuf alayhi salam, we see that he experienced many difficult situations, such as being betrayed by his half-brothers and being forced into slavery. And there was a point in his life when he was unjustly thrown into prison. But here's what's interesting. We see that even when Yusuf alayhi salam was in a negative situation, he kept making the best out of every situation. He always found the good in every situation. He always found the opportunity in every situation. Even when Yusuf alayhi salam was in prison, he did not just sit around and complain. Instead, he utilized his time in prison as an opportunity to start preaching Islam to other prisoners. And he used his ability to interpret dreams as a way to help his fellow prisoners. So instead of complaining about why he was in prison, Yusuf alayhi salam found a way to turn his negative situation into a positive opportunity. And because he made the most of what Allah gave him in his current situation, Allah improved his situation. Because Yusuf alayhi salam helped others, Allah helped him. Again, because Yusuf alayhi salam used his ability to help others, Allah helped him. And within this story, there is actually a principle that Allah is teaching us. In every situation, whether positive or negative, there is opportunity to help others. And using what Allah has given us to benefit others today increases the blessings and happiness in our lives tomorrow. Inshallah, none of us will ever be locked away in a prison like Yusuf alayhi salam. But there may be times when we feel like we're trapped in a mental prison, a financial prison, or an emotional prison. There may be times when we feel alone and stranded and don't know what to do. Whatever problem we may be facing, this is a principle that can help us overcome our problems. We cannot always control our situation, but we can always control our attitude. And when we can look past our own problems and find a way to help someone else with the things Allah has given us, then Allah will help us out of our own problems and give us a better tomorrow. This is an amazing principle in the Quran that can change our lives like it changed the life of Yusuf alayhi salam. Let's end with this thought. What was the greatest characteristic of Yusuf alayhi salam? The number one trait, the characteristic that saved Yusuf alayhi salam, was his ability to find the good in any situation. Even when he was in prison, even when he was unjustly locked away, he found a way to make the most of it and found a way to use his blessings to help others. And that is why Allah saved him and raised his station for the rest of eternity. We don't always get to choose our circumstance. Sometimes, just like outside forces negatively affected the life of Yusuf alayhi salam, there might be outside forces negatively affecting our life. There are times when we go through situations that we don't deserve or did not ask for. But our situation is not what's important. Instead, what is important is what I do with my situation. I get to choose how I react. I get to choose my attitude and my actions. When something bad happens, I get to choose if I live under the circumstance or rise above the circumstance. And that is the true essence of the story of Yusuf alayhi salam.